Hi everyone, this is AVP60685 or Alicia. Just thought I'd do a quick video review of Nancy Drew, The Labyrinth of Lies, and this is game number 31 in the Nancy Drew game series. This game takes place in Greece. Greece is very special to me for many reasons. For instance, my name is Greek. In case you didn't know, yes, Alicia is Greek. If you look in any baby book or if you look online for my name, Alysia, you will find it in there, and it is Greek and it means captivated. My mother has always defined my name as this. Either you like me or you don't like me. There's no in-betweens. So that's a very good definition, and it's pretty accurate too. Also, I love Greek mythology. I've read a lot of Greek mythology since, I want to say about 12 or 13-ish, because I started reading it when I was about in 7th grade. So I've been reading it off and on. I still read it. I mean, I know it's the Greeks' interpretation on how the world got started, the reason why things are, deals with Helen of Troy, and also I'm currently still reading, but I haven't quite finished it, is the Odyssey created by Homer. And so that's one of those Greek stories that's pretty interesting.
Hey, beautiful.
And
you've got a text message.
Also, my grandmother on my father's side, she was from Macedonia, and we have always been told that we have connections to Alexander the Great, who was Macedonian, but he conquered basically all of the known world at the time, all before the time he was 30, and then he reconquered it again because he got so bored. Unfortunately, Alexander the Great died without an heir, a legal heir that is, because he was never married that we know of, and that his generals, such as Ptolemy, who conquered Egypt and whatnot, took over the various parts of the world that Alexander was not able to conquer due to his death. Anyway, enough of the history lesson. The Nancy Drew game is a very good game. We basically have been hired to work at another museum, sort of like Beach Hill, only this is different because we believe that there are various artifacts that have been stolen, such as a vase, some jewelry, and other such materials. Melina, the one who has hired us, who we can only contact via telephone, starts out very panicky. Nancy, I need your help. Please help me. That's my best imitation in her voice. And then later, at the last, I want to say last third of the game, maybe 30 to 40 minutes of the game, she's like, Nancy, what is wrong with you? Did everything wrong? You don't know anything. Don't you know anything? You're not an expert, and because you're not an expert, you messed it all up. She's alright. Then we have the Hardy Boys as another phone contact. We've only got 2 phone contacts in this game. The Hardy Boys and Melina. The Hardy Boys I really enjoyed. The way Her Interactive has redesigned their new look, I really enjoy. I detailed this more on my blog about their look, but basically to me, I really enjoyed their remakeover, so to speak. They've had 2 makeovers so far. They had one when they first appeared in Last Train of Blue Moon Canyon, where they looked like Sims characters. Then when they showed them again in Creature of Kapu Cave, they looked a little bit better, but they did something really weird with Joe's hair. If you ever play the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then in this one, they really have changed Joe and Frank to making them look a little bit more normal. So I like that. We've got 4 main characters that we had to interact with in this game, and I will talk about each one of them. First, there is Xenia, who is the director of the group. Xenia, she's like, at first, she's sort of, how do I put this? She's lacking confidence at first, like, I don't know if I can do this. And then when you confront her and tell her, the props you're using are not what they claim to be. And she's like, no! Give me Melina's number. I have to call Melina. And she just becomes very irate, very furious. And then she shifts even further. I'll explain that later. I don't want to give that too much away right now. And there's also Thanos, who mostly hangs out in the underground sets of this play, and also the underground parts of the, which I believe could be parts of the museum too, because of the layout. And basically, he's very gruff. He's like, get out of here. You don't belong backstage. Go away. Hand me the lift control. So you're like, okay. And he stays that way basically the whole game. If you try to tell him, oh, so-and-so's scared of you. So what? I'm not scared of anything. You can't scare me. I'm Thanos. Ha 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 ha. And then there's Grigor. I like him. He's pretty nice. But we find out a lot about, well, I did, because I was curious about Grigor's background. So I researched as much as I could of his background. And I found out that he was an orphan. And a lot of orphans do this, I suppose. I don't know, because I'm not an orphan. But I suppose a lot of orphans do it. But I think it's also another coping mechanism. What I mean is, people do this so they don't get hurt. What they do is that they try to pose as everything perfect that somebody is. Like, say somebody wants a child that can sing, a child that can act. They do sing, even though they don't do the best at it. They force themselves to become that perfect child to that person. And basically, Grigor was doing that. And he does that, and he explains that that's the reason why he was doing something like, because he didn't want to get hurt. He didn't, he'd been an orphan. He'd never been adopted, but yet he wanted to be these people's ultimate dream child. And I felt bad for him, but... And then there's Niobe. I like Niobe, but she's... If you listen to the audio recordings when you're playing the game of the rehearsals, you can tell that she's frustrated. And you can also tell when you talk to her one-on-one, basically in the workshop area, saying, oh, I'm so scared, Nancy. I don't know how to act. I've never acted in my life. I'm just an art student. And you find a little bit more about her art past. I don't want to give too much away, but I'll just say you find out more about that. And the locations in this game, they were really, really good. The puzzles in this game were really, really challenging, but I loved them. Even though I kept getting turned around in the underworld. But the puzzles I liked. I didn't see too many duplicates from previous games. Basically, the puzzles in this game seem to be specifically themed to the Greek myths. Like, there was one that was related to the three-headed dog. There was one that was related to a pitcher where you had to fill it up with water. There was one that related to the pomegranate seeds. That related to Persephone when she swallowed 6 of the 12 seeds when she was in Hades. I've heard different variations where she swallowed 6 seeds. I've heard variations where she swallowed 12 seeds.
You've got a text message.
I've heard variations where she swallowed maybe only 4 seeds. That's the reason why we have winter. Either way, she swallowed some seeds, and basically the puzzle was that. Let me see what else. The trophies that I won in this game were pretty. To me, I was surprised I was able to get them right away. One, I was dealing with being a ticket agent because I did every single ticket level. One was previewer. One was ferryman because I went across the ferry several times. One was lift control. That's 4 so far. One related to being restorer. I actually got that one by accident. I was surprised because basically when you sneak onto Xenia's tablet, you're supposed to create just one, but I didn't know you were supposed to create just one. So I created all 7 and I ended up with the restorer one. I also got the one that related to finding the Easter egg, which I found pretty easily, which was in one of the underground worlds you find. I also solved the Trivia Tamer one. I also got it where I didn't use any. Basically, I didn't use. It was spoiler free. I didn't have any puzzles solved for me to show me how to do it. I basically just figured it out on my own. Let me see, what else did I get? I think there were like 2 others that I got. Was it Artisan? It was a couple of them anyway. I got 10 out of 13 awards, which wasn't too bad. So I was really, really impressed. I was also glad that we were able to get the free soundtrack through Her Interactive because they sold over 10,000 pre-orders. And so they gave away the soundtrack to any fan that wanted it. All you had to do was just type in a special promo code, which I believe is still available until the end of this month, the 30th. In case you're wondering, it's still there. You can get it and download it for free. I mean, I love the music. It was beautiful music, gorgeous music. The scenery is gorgeous. The characters were good. The shock to this game is that this is the only game that I have ever played where every single character in this game was the culprit. And I was like, whoa, that's a twist. I mean, it's not just one. It's not just 2. It's like every single character, except for your phone contacts, are culprits. Good game. Wouldn't mind playing again, but because I'm busy trying to get a job and also trying to do other things, I'm not going to be able to play it again for a while. But I just wanted to give you guys my review of the game, what I think of it. Great game. Wouldn't mind playing again. Highly recommend it. If you're into Greek myths, if you like adventure, try this game out. Play it. Okay. That's all I had to say now. You all take care. Have a good day. And I will chat again soon. Bye.